the value of what I have just said, of giving you these formulas. Justice consists in treating others fairly, giving others what is owed to them, what is due to them, what is fitting and proper for them. Is it that it gives us a rule to work with? It gives us a rule to work with when we are confronted with the task of distributing the scarce goods that every polis must come up with a rule for distributing. Well, what are the scarce goods? One, money and the things that money buys. That is to say, the economic or the household goods. And what do we mean by the economic or the household goods? Very simple. Putting food on our table, clothes on our back, a roof over our heads, and providing ourselves with the necessary medical and other services that we require in life. These economic goods are scarce. There is not enough of money or the things that money buys to fully 100% satisfy everybody's need for, desire for, demand for these household or economic goods. Other scarce things that every polis must fairly distribute are public honors. Public honors are scarce. Not every actor and actress in Hollywood is given an Academy Award. Not every country music star wins, what is it, the award that they're given. With the Grammys, there's so many different awards. Not every team is honored by being first. Not every athlete wins the gold medal in the Olympics. These honors are scarce. A formula for fairly distributing those honors has to be developed. Public offices are scarce. This is an election year. There are many different candidates running for many different public offices. Not all of those candidates will wind up winning the election. There will be a winner and there will be many losers. These are the scarce things that every political society or every polis somehow or another has to distribute, and to distribute justly. Why? Aristotle makes this observation: justice is the preserver of the polis. Injustice is the destroyer of the polis. What kind of polises or political societies endure for a very long time? Endure for 5 or 10 or 20 generations? Just political societies. What kind of political societies perish in a very few years, or within a generation, or a couple of generations? Unjust political societies. Justice preserves the polis, and justice involves, again, formulating and carrying out a rule for fairly distributing these scarce goods. Money and the household or the economic goods that money provides, public honors, and public offices. Now again, questions, comments? Notice that two of the moral virtues, liberality and magnanimity, involve distributing money that particular scarce resource and the goods of the household that money acquires. The liberal man spends the right amount of money, his money, at the right time, in the right way, for the right reasons, in the right circumstances, and never goes wrong by spending too much or by spending too little. Would anybody have any idea what we call the man who spends too little? Pardon me? Cheap. Sure, cheap, stingy, a tightwad, parsimonious, if you want a very fancy term. What would we call the man who spends too much money? The prodigal, Prodigal. Pardon me? And the prodigal's vice is prodigality, Prodigality. The prodigal man spends too much money, too often, on all the wrong things, in all the wrong times, in all the wrong ways, for all the wrong purposes, and always goes wrong by doing what? By spending too much money. Magnanimity, and this English word comes from the ancient Greek megalopsychia. Don't have to worry about that. It means the great-souled man. The magnanimous man is a man like a Lincoln or a Churchill, a man who was responsible for great expenditures in the service of great political goods. Liberality and magnanimity involve, again, the virtues that govern the fair distribution of money and the economic resources. How about ambition and pride? They involve people seeking public honors and public offices. The difference is that the ambitious man seeks middling public honors and public offices, whereas the proud man, and this is on the order of magnanimity, the virtue of the great-souled man, seeks the greatest possible honors by doing the greatest kinds of things. Alexander Hamilton, writing in Federalist Papers 72. Anybody, by the way, ever heard of the Federalist Papers? Yeah, these are a series of 85 newspaper editorials written between October of 1787 and July of 1788, written anonymously under the pen name. Anybody know the pen name of the author? It was a Latin pen name. Publius. And who was Publius? In fact, James Madison, Alexander Hamilton, and John Jay. In Federalist 72, Hamilton, by way of explaining what motivated men like himself to do the things that they did, said, quote, "It is the love of fame, the ruling passion of the noblest minds, that prompts a man to undertake extensive and arduous enterprises for the public benefit." Why did George Washington and Thomas Jefferson and Alexander Hamilton and Benjamin Franklin and James Madison and Patrick Henry and John Adams, why did those men do what they did? Not because they were lovers of wealth. What prompted them to undertake extensive and arduous enterprises for the public benefit? And stop and think about it. What extensive and arduous enterprises did they undertake? What were these men involved in throughout their adult lives? Anybody?
Writing of the Constitution.
Writing the Constitution?
No, not the Constitution. I think, and Declaration of Independence.
Yeah, writing the Declaration of Independence. Anything else we know them for? Waging and winning the Revolutionary War. No mean accomplishment. Writing the Declaration of Independence. Establishing government under the Articles of Confederation. Abandoning that. Writing, winning ratification for, and the adoption of the United States Constitution. Creating the first government under the United States Constitution. Adding the Bill of Rights. The first 10 amendments to the Constitution. Creating the political party system. These are the most extensive. War, revolution, founding a new country. There are no more consequential, important, and in Hamilton's understated language, extensive and arduous, extraordinarily difficult things to accomplish. What moved them to do that? The love of fame, the love of honor.